Saudi Arabia, China, Turkey, Iran, India. What do those countries actually have in common? Every one of them has either purchased or wants to purchase the S-400 missile defense system. So why is it that Russia's S-400 missile system has become so sought after? Maybe the best way to answer that question is to go back to when it was first rolled out to replace the S-300 missile system. That makes sense, right? I want you to watch this report. It was first filed, by the way, here on RT in 2012. Let's watch it together.
Seek and destroy. Planes, helicopters, and even missiles, you name it. The S-400 Triumph can locate and hunt down almost any flying target.
First, the target is spotted and identified. Then the system starts monitoring it, or following its course. Then the command makes the call to either eliminate the target or not. After getting the green light, the system opens fire.
One of the strong suits of the system is its mobility. It can literally create full-scale air defense anywhere on the ground within minutes.
Preparation takes not more than 5 minutes, and everything's done by 3 people, 1 officer and 2 conscripting soldiers.
The system can shoot down objects as small as a soccer ball, even if they're flying at supersonic speeds. Each S-400 system consists of several elements. One radar, which monitors the skies looking for targets, a second one, which follows specific targets, a command post, and the launcher itself, or the gun, as it's called here in the Army. Combined, the elements of the system can follow up to 300 targets, flying from as low as just a few feet above ground and up to nearly 40 miles high in the skies, which is pretty much around 6 times higher than the average passenger jet. The first S-400 systems are already in service, and along with the older S-300 and Panzer S, protect the skies over Moscow, St. Petersburg, and the central industrial region of Russia. It is planned that the S-400 will completely replace the S-300. Its production has already been ended.
The S-300 is capable of intercepting targets not higher than 30 kilometers, which isn't enough since we're only covering small areas. But when the altitude capacity is raised, we can protect larger territories.
So S-300 out, S-400.
Shalom, like give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. I give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere Akim pushing his word across the 4 corners of the earth. This lesson is entitled, Let the Weak Say I Am Strong. And this is going into how India is buying into the S-400 missile defense system. And also China, Turkey, and Iran as well. So this is letting you know that these countries that was looked at as nobodies years ago are coming with the same type of nuclear capability as America, aka Babylon the Great. So this is Joel 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of the war draw near, let them come up. And this is going to the valley of Jehoshaphat, known as the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the Most High's judgment, where he's going to judge all these different nations when they go over there to the Middle East and fight. And that war is going into World War III. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So like I said previously, these countries that was looked at as nobodies, they have some type of nuclear capability now. They can come face America. So America just can't bully these countries like they used to back in the day. They can't just go there and debo them, because now these other countries looking like, hey, we got the same type of nuclear weaponry you have now, America. So you can't just come over here in our land, try to push your democracies on us. You know, we have nuclear capability to back ourselves up. So America had to think twice about making such ideas or decisions like that now. And by these different countries having this S-400 missile defense system, now it's raising concerns with America and its allies, because America knows that it just can't go over there and just war havoc on a country like that anymore, because they had to come harder now. And this is beautiful. This is all biblical prophecy coming to pass. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 12, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And that's what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, he's going to do. He's going to judge all these nations in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. And that's how you say it in the ancient Hebrew. And this is Isaiah 13:4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustered the host of the battle. And the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, his only begotten son, they're going to muster the host of this battle. That's going into the battle of Armageddon, World War III. And this is Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. The second woe is referring to World War II, and the third woe coming quickly. The third woe is referring to World War III. So no matter what people say, nuclear missiles, nukes, ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles are in the scriptures, and it is prophesied what it's going to do. It's just letting you know World War III is coming, and we are in the mid stages of World War III happening. So things are heating up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So I hope you all be edified through this video. Shalom.
So S-300 out, S-400 now officially in. That many years have passed, by the way. India is the latest to buy this technology that is raising concerns in many Western capitals. Why? Well, range and mobility, really. This is what Fighter Sweep, one of many military magazines out there, writes, quote, this system is capable of destroying airborne targets as far as 250 kilometers away at speeds that are just, and this is a direct quote, ridiculous. Here's another reason that may also explain S-400's popularity: cost. According to a report, this is an NBC News report that our researchers found, the price differential. The S-400 comes in with a price tag of about $500 million, whereas the Patriot missile defense system costs about $1 billion. And that's before you buy the batteries, which are about another $1 billion. So, joining us now is former Pentagon official Michael Maloof. I can't believe we're talking about this as if they were cheeseburgers or used cars or something, but price does matter, right?
Not only that, but also the ability to service. And that's what makes the Patriot more expensive, even though it appears on the surface to be less capable. The difference, however, is that Patriot has actually been used under wartime conditions. S-400 has not. Had one incident in November 2018 in Syria. It was effective there, but never under the kind of conditions that we had during the Gulf War. But
the reason we decided to do this story, I mean, editorially is we started looking at all these headlines popping up everywhere. Turkey wants it. Iran wants it. India just bought it. China had bought it. And it looks, if I was in a Western capital in London or in Washington, I'd be looking at this and going, what the hell's going on with this thing? Why does everybody want this thing?
Well, the cost is clearly, but also the capability. The capability gives it greater range, as you pointed out. It's very, very fast. It also has a capability of being a full ballistic missile air defense system, from aircraft to even terminal portions of the of ballistic missiles.
Let me help you with that. I just read that it takes 3 people 5 minutes to set this thing up and start firing.
Correct.
Wow.
That's highly mobile.
Do we have anything like that?
Well, no, it isn't that mobile. Our Patriot is not that mobile.
So this comparing the Patriot to this then is not really apples to apples. The Patriot is more of a on the ground solid system. You put it in air base, and if somebody comes and messes with you, you shoot them out of the sky.
Yeah, it's not really meant to be that as mobile as this thing is, and also again, its range is limited. What you get with the Patriot that you don't necessarily get with the S-400 is the service. You basically are buying into a weapons system when you purchase the Patriot, and you become, and also they try to integrate it with all the other systems that they have, and that's one of the problems that we're now seeing with Turkey, a member of NATO that wants to it looks like it wants to integrate it into the NATO system, and that's where they've drawn the red line.
You and I were talking before we went on the air in my office, and you mentioned something to me that I think is also very important. Field tested.
Yes.
There's a difference there.
It was used in war.
The Patriot
was used in war.
Right.
And
this one hasn't?
That's correct. Now, the thing is that an earlier version of Patriot was used, and based upon that wartime experience, they upgraded the Patriot to the system it is today. And that's what the U.S. wants to sell to Turkey, but it's at an exorbitant price. And Turkey realizes that it can probably get something that's effective for its purposes at a less price. But they also bang into the policy and the political side with NATO.
Let me ask you a question. Obviously, you hate talking about weapons of war this way as if they were commodities, but unfortunately, as you know as a Pentagon official, they kind of are. The Russians are able to make this unbelievable weapon that seems on its face, I'm not an expert, you are, to be very impressive, right?
It's highly impressive.
Doesn't that just set the standard a little higher for somebody else to come along tomorrow and make another one that's maybe has a more range and is whatever?
Well, it's got an incredible range now, almost double that of the Patriot. The thing about it is Russia isn't stopping there. They're already working on the S-500, and Turkey has agreed, along with this package with the S-400, to help co-manufacture.
Is there any chance that the United States, Turkey, Russia will come together at some point and say, look, enough is enough. I think we've got enough range. I think we've got enough speed. Let's stop this? Some kind of moratorium?
Well, with your hypersonics coming out, these missiles may not be sufficient.
So the answer is no.
The answer is
there will be no
no
moratorium. We're just going to keep making them stronger and more powerful.
As long as we don't have any arms control, yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Michael, sure. I think.